Our memorial is the heart and soul of firefighters, past, present, and future. It embodies our tradition and our history. At the same time, it embodies our dedication to serve.
It represents the men and women that have died in the line of duty. There's over 1,500 stories that are out there.
Those names etched in the limestone, they're there forever, giving families, survivors, a place to go where they can make that personal connection.
Every time I come here, it's powerful because I see new names, different names, people I've known for many, many years, and it never loses that.
Unlike a war memorial, fire service, every generation is going to have to put new names on there.
It has taken more than a decade for the California Firefighters Memorial to pass from a distant dream to the reality that we're about to unveil today. It carries the names of 855 men and women. 800.
I remember looking at the wall the day it was dedicated, and we had all of these blank walls. And now today we have room for 30 firefighters, and that's it.
To continue honoring our fallen brothers and sisters, we must expand the current memorial in a thoughtful and meaningful way. Over the past year, the Foundation has explored impactful ways to expand the memorial, including selecting the right designer that will honor the intention and original elements of the memorial. The Fallen Brothers statue was created by the late Jesus Romo, a noted artist and retired Sacramento City Battalion chief. His son, Adon, who is a public works artist and was present for the creation of the original memorial site, has been chosen to design the expansion.
The blessing that we've had with the Romo family to be so connected with this over 20 years. They're not just an engineering firm that we hired or an artist that we hired.
I can almost mark our family pre-memorial and post-memorial. It really was a changing point for us. It feels like I've been preparing for this moment my whole life.
Those two men, over the lifetime of this memorial, visualized that at some point we're going to have to expand it to add names, and they were thinking about it.
Adon took a chance, quite honestly. He showed us a design without any promises or anything. He's not a firefighter, but he grew up in a firefighter's family. He gets it.
The memorial, for me, it had to be a home. To build a setting where people feel welcome, and there was a way to tell the meaningful, rich story of the fire service, particularly in California.
When I first saw the presentation and the design, I was speechless. It literally is going to be a memorial that funnels you in. And it's going to be the little and the subtle things.
Like any home, the front entrance really says a lot about a home. The new design will have a bronze seal of the state of California embedded in the ground with the Maltese cross combined with that. We're also adding accessibility to holding the line, so that becomes a group of firefighters who upon entrance are hovering over you as they are answering the call of action. We've included 6 new bronze relief panels, which will be little vignettes from California's history and the fire service.
We're looking at what the visitors to the memorial have told us over time, watching their actions. Fallen brother, if you look at the statue itself, you'll see that the hand of the fallen firefighter is polished. It's polished from people touching it.
I've taken the sculpture, which right now is a little bit difficult to interact with, and I've moved it to the center, the heart of the memorial. That was part of the original design my father had for that particular sculpture.
A remarkable part of the redesign is that we have incorporated the existing wall without any changes. When a family has gone up and done a chalk outline of that name that is their family member in that location, you can't change that.
The main wall, it's flanked by 2 wedges, if you will, that hold 2 helmets and coats that are made in bronze by my father, Jesus Romo. And those symbolize a firefighter who's lost their lives and they're ending their service forever.
Currently, it's very open, and there's nothing wrong with it, but we're trying to provide a more intimate space so that you don't feel like you're grieving out in the public.
So I had to come up with a concept that worked with the wall, but be an extension of it.
The new wedges that are being put in place represent the head of a firefighter axe.
All I did was took those and replicated them so that we have now 8 new walls that give us an expansive opportunity for new names, with an additional 6 other coats and helmets
You won't know some of those until you actually get a bird's eye view from above. The way that those are arranged represent the Maltese cross.
In the 20 years the memorial's been there, we refer to as the front side and the back side, and really that's disingenuous because there are names on the front and back.
We're going to expand some of the east entrance so that when you come into the memorial, no matter what entrance you come into, it will be recognizable as the Firefighters Memorial.
Our design concept has an additional piece of art which will represent today's fire service.
And that'll be a piece called Fires Out, where I envisioned in that quiet moment of catching your breath, there's this deep, profound shock and realization that one of the members of your 4 unit didn't make it. And these 3 are going to be looking at the memorial names.
The original memorial was primarily funded by firefighters, through firefighter license plates, through going out to fire stations.
No matter what it costs and no matter how long it takes, we're going to get this done. It's important, not just for us, but for our future.
Every year, we're going to add names to the wall. That is the nature of the job, that is the risk. And I think that our memorial represents that well, that it is a living memorial to the men and women that serve California in the fire service.
To know that my husband will never be forgotten, and to show us in such a special way that you are remembering him and that you are honoring his memory.
To have his name on that wall now and know that in the future, and firefighters who haven't even been born yet are going to see his name along with all the other names on the wall. It's an honor. His life counted for something, so it's painful and it hurts, but you couldn't be more proud.
Something that my grandchildren can come see my father's name on the Fallen Firefighters Memorial Wall, and how his life of service will not be forgotten, that it'll be here forever.